morning. Welcome to our Share and Torah time. We're up to Melachim Beis, Perek Yud Aleph. It's now after Yehu takes over Malchei Yisrael, but in his takeover he ended up killing Achaziyahu, who was the king from Malchei Beis David. Va'asalyo eim Achaziyahu. Horrible story. Va'asalyo eim Achaziyahu. Asalya, the mother of Achaziyahu, was killed from Yehu. She saw that her son died when Yehu came up to do his coup. Atakam, so she gets up, Asalya, va'ta'aved eskol zer hamamlacha. She kills all of the children or all of the eniklich from the Melucha.
Her own.
Yeah, her own. Now this is a weird story because she actually kills her own seed, her own eniklich. Why? Because the Melucha is going to go over to her male grandchildren, and it seems like she was of the opinion that she just needs to live in the moment. That if there's not going to be any eniklich, then she's going to be the queen. So she goes and she kills out her own lineage in order that she should be king. The issue here is that Hashem promises for David HaMelech that his lineage is going to stay king, and now she's going and she's killing everybody. Gewalt. Atikach Yosheva Bas HaMelech Yoram. So Yosheva, she's a girl, right? So she's not slated, and she's Bas HaMelech Yoram. Achois Achaziyahu is Yoyosh ben Achaziyahu. So there was a baby, his name was Yoyosh. There was one baby left. And she goes and she Vatikach Yosheva Bas HaMelech Yoram Achois Achaziyahu es Yoyosh ben Achaziyahu Vatigna voice mitoich bnei HaMelech. She steals him or saves him of sorts. So Vatigna voice mitoich bnei HaMelech Hamumasem Oisoi ve'esmenikosoi b'chadar hamitos. She hides him in the bedroom, in Chadar HaMitos, in the room of beds. It's not a bedroom; it's a room of beds, which, according to Chazal, was in the attic on top of the Kodesh HaKadoshim. And Yosheva was the wife of Yoyoda HaKohen Gadol, so she had access to that room where the Kahana would sleep. Either it's the place where the Kahana would sleep, or it's on the attic on top of the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So she hides him there. Ve'yastiru oisoi mipnei Asalyahu. So everybody kept it a secret. V'lo humas, and he wasn't killed. So there was one sole survivor that was left. If Hashem says that the lineage of David HaMelech is going to continue, it's going to continue.
Granted, the male that was alive at the time?
Correct. Only male grandchild. Who's Vahita Beis Hashem. So Yoyosh would stay in Yosheva, which is his aunt. Mischabe Sheish Shona. 6 years he lived there, hiding in this hiding out on the top of the Beis Hamikdash. Asalya moileches al haaretz, and Asalya, who's the mother of Achaziyahu, she's ruling the land. Ubashana Shvi'is, and it's in the 7th year that Asalyahu is king or is queen. Shalach Yoyoda. Yoyoda sends a message. Vayikach asarei ameis lakri v'leratzem. He takes all of the high-ranking officials, He calls a meeting in Beis Hashem of all the high-ranking officials from the.
Who's Yoda?
It's Kohen Gadol.
Oh, the husband of.
And Yeshava is his wife, and Yeshava is an aunt from Yoyosh. And she saves him. So he makes everybody swear, and he brings them into this pact that they're going to reinstate the rightful heir to the throne. Now that he's old enough, he was like a Yanuka. He was like this baby king. Vayarosom as Ben HaMelech, and he shows them that there's an heir to the throne. There's this kid hiding out, and he's the hemshech of the blood of David HaMelech. Vayarosom as Ben HaMelech. So Yoyada first sets up the security detail, because without a security detail, this is not going to happen. So he tells all of the Kahanim, this is how we're going to do this. We're going to divide this into three different brigades, security brigades. Third, which comes in on Shabbos. That means Mishmeres means it was this rotation where they would come in from like week to week. So you're going to be in charge. Vashlishis, and another third is Bishar Sur, is going to stand of the gateway of Sur. Shar Asiro. Vashlishis, and the third detail is Bishar Achar Ratzim. That's where the people from the palace would come and go. Shmartem es mishmeres habayis masoch, and you're going to guard the house with continuous. You'll be continually aware. You're not going to be masiach daitchem v'shmir al hamikdash. You're going to stay focused on guarding the new king. Ushtayim hayoda is bochem, and 2/3 of you, the ones who are on Shar Asur and Shar Rotzim, and Kol Yotzei HaShavos, and all of those who are coming and going. V'shamru es mishmeres beis Hashem al HaMelech, and you're going to guard the king that he shouldn't get any harm within the house of Hashem. V'ikavtem al HaMelech sovev ish v'chelov b'yodai, and you should surround him with weapons. V'haba al hashderos, and those that are coming, you must, anybody who's going to come from Atzalia, should get killed v'yu as hamelech b'tzeiso uvevoyo, and you should be with the king when he's coming and going. So basically, he's setting up a system how they should guard them. Vayasu sari hameis k'chol hashati v'yoyod ha'koyen, vayikchu ish as anosha boy ha'shabos im yotzei ha'shabos v'yovi yoyod ha'koyen vayitna ha'koyen l'sari hameis as hachanis. He gave them the shields and the swords which were to David HaMelech, Asher b'Beis Hashem, which were in the Beis Hashem. So the question is, where was their arms and where were all these shields? In the Beis HaMikdash. If you remember, Shlomo HaMelech made these golden shields, and they were hidden in the Beis HaMikdash, but eventually they were ransacked, and then they made copper ones instead. Rechava made copper ones instead, so there was shields, and then there was spears over there, which David HaMelech brought. So they were standing there with and guarding him. From one end to the other end, they had this lineup of HaMelech Saviv surrounding the king. Hayotzi is Ben HaMelech. So now that the security detail is set up, they set up the Keli. Now they bring out the Ar. They bring out this new Yenuka king, this child king. They put on him the crown and the Sefer Torah. That it says in the Pasuk that the king is the king has to have a Sefer Torah. Now really he didn't have to get anointed, because he is from the lineage of his David, so he's automatically king already, so they didn't anoint him with oil. But being that there was doubt about his kingship, because Asalia, his grandmother, was the acting king, so they had to reinstate him again. they smeared him with the Shem and the Mishra. Now, they didn't have to, right? But they still did it because there was a suffix if he's a king. Vayaku Chof, and they clapped their hands. Vayomeru, Yechi HaMelech, long live the king. And the Mishnah Shkolim says, Ein Moishchi Melech ben Melech, Ele mepnei HaMachloikes. Mepnei ma nimshach Shloimo, mepnei Machlukos shel Adoniyahu. Yoyosh mepnei Asal Yahu. Yoyachaz mepnei Yoyakim Achiv she'egadol menu shtei shonim yehu mepnei Yoylam. The only time that you're doing a Mashiach with Malchei Beis David specifically is only when there's a battle, there's a fight, and you have to make things clear again. So they say Yechi HaMelech, Vatish Masalya es koilerat nam. Salya hears that there's something going on. Here's people happy. Hears that there's a commotion. Vatove Elaom, B'Beis Hashem. She comes down to see what's going on. What's the excitement? Vateda, and she sees V'hine HaMelech Hoymed Al Amod. She sees her Ein Kol Yoyosh standing on the bima, on the platform, kamishbot, like the kings would stand, v'asodim, v'achatzoytzrois HaMelech, and everybody's blowing with the chatzoytzrois, v'chol ha'ma'aretz ha'meach, v'sekeh, v'chatzoytzrois, and all the people of the land are joyous, and they're blowing with their trumpets, v'tikra, Asalya is bigodel, the Asalya rends her garments, v'tikra, and she starts screaming, kesher, kesher, they're rebelling against me, they're rebelling against me. Gewalt. This is a story, this is a Gewalt story of how Hashem always leaves over a sirid. He leaves over somebody, something, somehow that the lineage can continue. Just like we talk about the Zera of Mashiach. Talk about you see how that the seed of Mashiach always gets saved and come down in some crazy way regarding of whatever the Gezeres were. The seed of Mashiach or the seed of Malchei Beis David always remains somehow. And Yoda commanded them, take her out of the Beis Hamikdash. Through the Beis Lasdeiros, because he didn't want that she should go out from the doorway where all of her soldiers were. He didn't want her to get any backup support. And those that come to help her, Hamas kill them by the sword. But why did he say get her out of here? Because he didn't want to kill her in Beis Hashem. It's a bit, you can't have a mess with Beis Hashem. So he needed to get her out of the way. So they made place for her to leave. So they just by opening up space, she left now. She saw that she was in trouble, so she left. So she left the Derech Mevoy, Asusim Beis HaMelech, and Vatum Hasham. So she went to the gateway where they used to keep the horses, and that's where she was killed. So he made this pact between God, the king, and the people, that all three were now on the same team. Liyois La'am Hashem, that they're going to be La'am Hashem. So Yoyosh grew up by Yoyoda. He grew up in a kosher place. He grew up in the Beis Hamikdash. Bein HaMelech u'bein ha'am. U'bein HaMelech u'bein ha'am. And then he made a pact between Bein HaMelech and Bein ha'am that they're going to be faithful to the king, and that the king is going to fight their battles. So once again, what do you do? The first thing is when you're making a good Beis Hamikdash, vayavek olam haaretz beis habal, vayititzuhu esmiz b'choisov, v'estalomov shibru heitev. They destroyed all the Beis Habal. V'esmaton kohen habal orgul fnei b'chois. They killed the person who was the kohen habal. Vayosem hakohen pekudo is la Beis Hashem. And Yodo gave new commands in the Beis Hashem that they should resume bringing the Korban Tomed after Asalya was already mevatlet.
This was in Malchei.
Yeah, in Malchei Yisrael it was already. And now, yeah, because Asaliyahu is a.
Bring the belt.
Asalia, I think, is a daughter from Achav and Izebel. That's why originally Achaziah got killed, was because he was an Einikel from Achav. So, and that's also the reason why Yehu was killing out all of Achaziah's people, because they're also Einikel from Achav. See?
This king now
Is also Einikel. But he gets saved because he has to continue on the lineage of Beis David.
contradicting one Nevi'ah with the other.
It's an interesting question. It's an interesting question. It's an interesting question. I don't know. Because the Navi said that there's not going to remain a Mashkin Bekir. And here you see that one does survive, but he has to survive because there has to be a continuation. It's a good question. You have to check it out. So he takes all of these important officers. They brought him out. They sit him down on the throne of the kings of the Malchim Beis David. All the people were joyous and the city calmed down. Why did the city quiet down and why was everybody happy? Because Asaliyahu was killed and therefore things got reinstated the way they were meant to be and everyone was happy.